Hi to anyone who has been following along on this crazy adventure of being a daughter of Alzheimer's and having a mother with Alzheimer's. I just thought I'd pop on and give a quick little update. So I have spent the majority of my day with my mom and dad. I just left them. And we had some errands to run today, and we had to go into the optometrist for dad, and then we went back into the DMV, and then I gotta tell you, the DMV is never a fun place. Like, it's just not. No one enjoys going to the DMV, but taking someone who has Alzheimer's to the DMV, oh boy. She did really well. I have to admit, she did fantastic, but there's nothing to entertain someone there. There's not magazines, there's not a TV playing, there's nothing. So like, they're sitting in a chair in a big open room with people talking, and they don't have any, like, nothing to distract them. So that was a little challenging, but anyway, good news if you've been following along. The optometrist filled out a form, we took it to the DMV, and apparently my dad gets his license back, which is fantastic news. But the guy at the DMV told us, this is divine intervention as far as I'm concerned, but the guy at the counter told us that my dad would have to be submitted every year for an eye exam to get his license renewed for the following year, because even though Washington State has a 6-year license renewal, because of what's happening with his eyes, that he'd have to come in every single year and have his eyes examined and checked, and they would check him to make sure he was still valid to drive. But when we got through all the rigmarole, because we actually had to leave the DMV and go back to the optometrist because he forgot to fill something out on the form, and then we had to go back to the DMV. But they renewed his license. My dad is a legal driver again, which is awesome. But when we were looking at it on the way home, they gave him a license for 6 years instead of 1 for 1. So in 6 years, my dad had already made the determination that he would not drive past the age of 80. So when that license expires, he will be done driving. He will no longer be driving. And so I don't know if that was just divine intervention that happened or what, but at least for the duration of time that my dad wants to drive, as long as he feels like his eyesight is good enough to drive, and he's being conscientious about it, that he's gonna have a license for the time that he needs, which means that he'll be able to take care of mom and do their errands and their running around, which is awesome. That's just fantastic. And giving him back some freedom and the ability for them to leave the house and to go on a drive, which is one of my mom's favorite things to do. So my mom today, she was in rare form today, laughing and joking. And at one point when we were in the DMV, she just started singing out loud. And then she wanted to play with one of the little kids that was, at one of the other windows. And it's just fun. It's just fun sometimes to be with her. But then I don't know. I don't know what it is, if it's just a disconnect in the brain to the body, but oh my gosh, she shuffles. She doesn't walk, she shuffles. And it's really hard to get anywhere. Like you're just wanting to pull her along with you because she just won't walk. And it's like, please just walk a little faster, especially like when we're in a parking lot at Costco and like there's cars zipping and driving, and she just kind of just shuffles along, and she's not paying any attention to cars or anyone that's waiting on her. So that can be a little challenging for sure. I think she wanted 2 cups of coffee this morning, so Dad gave her 2 cups of coffee, and we were in the bathroom. Off every place we went, we had to go to the bathroom. And then right before our last errand, she had an accident. She went through all her clothes. We had to take her into the next place and like completely change her in the bathroom. And she did really well, because sometimes she'll really resist that. But she did really well, and we got her all cleaned up and situated in new clothes, and got our last errand done. And then we were just kind of sitting talking for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden she started to cry. And I really think that it was a mental delayed reaction to what had happened. And I've kind of noticed recently that something will happen and there's kind of no response, and then like 15-20 minutes later there's like this unexpected emotional response, which I think is her brain actually processing or catching up with what had happened, and she's actually experiencing sadness or remorse, or feeling bad about something. And so I think it's just interesting to watch how the brain works and processes. And this is such a challenge, and I know I say this all the time, but I really, really mean it. Being up on what it takes to have positive brain health and to have an optimal functioning brain is super important. And if you spend any time doing brain research, they tell you that like your brain actually starts the degenerative process in your 20s. So if you aren't doing what you need to be doing through your 20s to 50s, your brain is going to start to show the results 50 and over. And so I really think that, prevention of mental illnesses and neurological disease is something you do today. It's something you do now. And I just can't even tell you how important it is, which is why I'm so passionate about prevention, and why I'm so passionate about eating the right way and taking the right supplements and adding the right things into your diet and doing the exercise and doing all of those things so that you can have an optimal functioning brain when you hit old age. Because let's be honest, who wants to spend all of their adult life working their ass off for somebody else so that they can eventually enjoy retirement, to hit retirement age and not have a brain that gives you a functioning body? I mean, seriously, who wants that? Nobody I know. Like, I don't want to spend my whole life working and plan on a retirement and then have my retirement be something like what my mom's going through and my dad's going through. So prevention is serious, and I am so serious about it. If you have questions, if you want to know what you can do or how you can begin the process, please message me, ask me, join my nutrigenomics and the Alzheimer's connection group. You don't have to have Alzheimer's. You don't have to know someone who has it. You don't even have to be a caregiver. If you just want to know what to do to have a better brain and optimal brain health, join the group, because I'm sharing stuff every single day in that group on how to have a better brain. And I don't always jump on Facebook and do a live and share that stuff, because sometimes it's something that I've learned about goji berries, or sometimes it's something I've learned about turmeric, and it's just a quick little post I want to send out. So if you're passionate about brain health, or you think you need to get passionate about brain health, please join the group. Please ask me questions, message me. I'm so happy to share what I know, because the more people know, the more people are going to have healthy brains as they age. And it's super, super important, because I do not wish Alzheimer's on anybody, whether they have it themselves or they have a loved one who has it. I'm totally serious, because it is heartbreaking. It is heartrending. It is an emotional roller coaster. There are days when all I want to do is cry. There are days when I just want to pretend it's not happening. And then there are days when I'm pissed at the world. I'm pissed at commercial food companies that are ruining our food. I'm mad at our standard American diet. I'm mad that it takes 25 years before a medical breakthrough happens, before it gets into the hands of your local doctor. Like, that's bullshit. Sorry. It frustrates me really bad. I don't want that for anyone I know. Not one person. I don't want this to be anybody else's story. Which is why I'm passionate about prevention. It's why I care so much about every single caregiver. And that they're taking care of themselves and not dealing with chronic stress and creating inflammation in their own bodies so that they, end up sick in the process of caregiving for somebody else. So, yes, I have a soapbox. Yes, I have a platform that I cannot say enough about, but it's important. And as the years progress over the next 5 to 10 years, and we begin to see how many people and how many lives are being affected by Alzheimer's and dementia, that, it's not going to cure it. We're not going to cure it, but we might slow it down, and we might actually give people the chance of preventing that genetic marker to express itself in our bodies. So, you know what? There are ways for you to have optimal brain health. And if you care about your life, and if you care about your children and your grandchildren and the people that are coming after you, and you want to be part of their life when you're in your older age, then you've got to take brain health serious. You have to. And I'm just one voice out of many that is asking you to care about your own brain health and asking you to listen to the fact that there is a way to have prevention. So, like I said, you don't have to have Alzheimer's. You don't have to know someone with it. You don't have to be a caregiver. But if you want to learn about having an optimal brain and how to eat for brain health, then please join my group and just get yourself educated. That's all I did. I spent 6 years educating myself on brain health. And now I just want to share that information with everybody else. So I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, message me if you've got questions or you want to talk, because I'm always here for anybody. Love you guys.